People in India are really horny. We honk so much that noise levels in our cities are unbearable. They're so unbearable and beyond permissible limits that without whether we know it or not, it does cause increase in blood pressure, hypertension, and disturbed sleep patterns. Now, while the horn is designed as a safety feature of a car, we love abusing it. True, our roads are chaotic, but what explains the honking as soon as the signal turns green? Or how people honk thinking it'll magically eliminate the traffic jam? Something is happening to us beyond our conscious awareness, and it's called habit. Habits essentially are automatic behaviors where one doesn't consciously think about the action, but the decision making happens automatically, like how many of us would have overeaten at lunch. We know we'll suffer the consequences, but that didn't stop us from gorging our favorite dish, or how we keep checking our mobiles even when there is no message or call. There's a lot of our lives that we live on autopilot, and honking is a habit too. Our motivation to honk is pretty high given our road traffic conditions. The triggers are so many: the green signal, a pedestrian crossing without looking, car sitting in the middle of the road. And the horn is so conveniently located, we reach for it automatically without thinking. Moreover, as a driver, we don't have to face any consequence for it. Now, there have been many education-based campaigns and messaging that have been aimed to reduce people's honking, but none have succeeded. That's because we see these no honking signs, we see big digital hoardings of no honking in silent zones, but we quickly forget that message and the habit of honking sets in. It's a bit like why we don't reduce or quit smoking in spite of those gory smoking kill warning signs. Deep-seated habits are difficult to get rid of through awareness alone. That's why at my firm we use a different approach, and it's called behavioral design. Behavioral design essentially is about using science to change human behavior. And one of the fundamental things about human behavior is that we are pretty irrational. Now, what does that mean? Like in a game played with dice, when you want a lower number, you tend to throw the dice slowly. As if that's going to result in a lower number. I'll give you another example. We speakers have been instructed by the TED team not to pace from left to right of the stage like rock stars because it becomes difficult for the cameraman to focus on us. But in this heat of the moment, standing in front of you guys, a little anxious, a little nervous, talking about giving our speech, we could easily forget those instructions, right? That's why they've created this bright red Lakshman Rekha on this stage, and that's behavioral design. So to get people to reduce their honking, we realized that we need to shift people from the automatic mode of honking to make them deliberate whether the honk is really required. So what we did is we fit a little red button with a frowny on the dashboard of two of our test cars, my partner Mayur's and mine. When the horn is pressed, the red button beeps and flashes. To turn it off, the driver simply has to press the button. Take a look at how it works. A little bit of the medicine back to the driver. So you saw the frowny on the red button. We use that to indicate that honking is really socially inappropriate, and it's not just something that you do it out of habit. And according to a Stanford School of Medicine study, it says that peak attention in the brain occurs at the moment of silence between two musical notes, which means sounds that have a pause make you more alert. That's why we use the alarm-like beep. And we created two versions of this device. One, every time the driver presses the honk, it beeps and flashes. And we thought we must create a little lenient version because we do need to honk in Bombay and in our cities. So we created every third time you honk, the button bleeps and flashes, and you have to turn it off. Now, for 6 months, we gave two test cars to people from all different walks of life, housewives, chauffeurs, office goers, to drive for a week. Initially, all of them were very suspicious of why we were giving them the car. They thought we were videotaping them and we were doing some reality show or something like that. But we let the fun carry on. We didn't tell them a single word. So they would start driving typically on a Monday, drive for 2-3 days with the button off, and 2-3 days with the button on. And secretly, we had a microchip that was recording the number of honks per kilometer. And after 6 months and 3,800 kilometers, look at what we found. Each and every participant reduced their honking, whether they were honking a lot or they were honking less. And on an average, the reduction came to 61%. Now, surprisingly, there wasn't much difference in the strict and lenient version. We thought that we have to be really strict and irritate people, but no, it wasn't that case. So 61% reduction in honking means that that amount of honking was indiscriminate and unrelated to safety because the road and traffic conditions remained the same. The only thing that changed was the anticipation of this little red button which made the driver deliberate whether the honk is required or not required. And yes, no accidents occurred during the experiment. The only one that occurred was a jackfruit fell on one of the cars while it was parked outside. So we decided to call our sweet little device Bleep because we believe that indiscriminate honking is an abuse and we want to bleep out the abuse. So far, so good. But at the end of each week of participants driving, we asked them, so how much do you think you honk? And most of them said, no, I really honk very little, I honk only in emergencies and my driver honks a lot, he's a bad guy. And taxi drivers, they're worse. So we decided to show them the honking statistics, right? And that gave them a big shock. And then we showed them how much they reduced with Bleep, and that surprised them too. This tends to happen because we feel that we're aware of our behavior. We know exactly what we do, right? But we often operate on autopilot mode. So the challenge with Bleep is that if we all think that we don't honk a lot and someone else who's honking a lot, nobody's going to fit Bleep in their cars voluntarily, right? Will you? Very few, yes. Mostly no, because we all feel we don't honk. That's why we believe that Bleep needs to be made mandatory in our country, right? Just like the seat belt. And if Bleep does become mandatory in the country, then all our annoyance and irritation will go from these unbearable levels to really low levels, basically a reduction of 61%. Thank you.